Ed Watson from Chingford in London, Mike Duke from Exeter, Pat Folger from Portsmouth, Lee Wood from Harrow in Middlesex, Matthew Bierman from Liverpool, Chris Wiggins from Dagenham in Essex, Roger Leonard from Aston Clinton in Buckinghamshire, Stephen Annell from Carlisle, Ken Brown from York, Andrew Locke from Brighton, Margaret Wilkinson from Leeds, Pete Jones from Coventry, Louise Ellis from Malden in Essex, Michael Irwin from Newcastle upon Tyne, and Lorna Lang from Renfrew are all here to play 15 to 1, presented by William G. Stewart.
Thank you. Hello, our previous winner today is Michael Irwin from Newcastle upon Tyne, whose magnificent winning score of 311 last time is the second highest we've ever had, and of course gave him our finals board trophy. Welcome back, Michael. A winning score above 91 is required for a place on the finals board. There it is, and John Rampton is the target. 15 contestants, 30 questions, the only ingredients needed for us to make a start. 2 questions each in the first round, 1 correct answer from you to survive, and we begin with Ed Watson from Chingford. Ed, politics. The holder of which cabinet post has an official government residence at 1 Carlton Gardens in London and traditionally has use of a country house in Kent called Chevening?
Home Secretary.
The Foreign Secretary. Mike, newspapers. On what subject does Jonathan Caner write in the Daily Mail and Marjorie Orr in the Express?
Politics.
Astrology. Pat, 19th century literature. In which novel by Sir Walter Scott does the hero serve with Richard I in the Crusades?
Ivanhoe.
Lee, please. Anniversaries. In Australia and New Zealand, what day is celebrated on April the 25th?
Anzac Day.
Matthew, please. History. Which 16th century English king is said to have selected a bride from a flattering portrait of her by Hans Holbein?
Henry VIII.
Yes, Anne of Cleves it was. Chris, famous first lines. Call me Ishmael. That's the opening line of which famous novel by Herman Melville?
Moby Dick.
Roger, please. Whose law states that work expands so as to fill the time available for its completion?
Peter's Law.
Parkinson's law. Stephen, please. BBC Radio 4. In December, after being told that he was no longer going to present the next series, Chris Dunkley walked out as presenter of which Radio 4 programme, which gives listeners a right to comment on BBC programmes?
I to reply.
That's on Channel 4. This is Feedback. Ken, law in England and Wales. What title is held by the Law Office of the Crown, next in rank to the Attorney General in England and Wales?
Solicitor General.
Andrew, please. European landmarks. On which Mediterranean island is the active volcano Etna?
Sicily.
Margaret, please. Japanese history. What name was given to the Japanese warrior class between the 12th and 19th centuries?
The samurai.
Pete, please. Science. Brimstone is an old-fashioned word for which element? Sulfur. Louise, in Greek mythology, what name is given to the personification of the spirit of vengeance?
Nemesis.
Michael, please. Philosophy. The name pleases the German political writer and philosopher who was the lifelong collaborator of Karl Marx.
Friedrich Engels.
And Lorna, please. The Bible, the Acts of the Apostles. Who, stoned to death in the 1st century AD, is considered to be the first Christian martyr?
Stephen.
And your second question, Ed. 4 reigning European monarchs are direct descendants of Queen Victoria. Queen Elizabeth is one. One of the other 3, please.
Prince Albert.
King Juan Carlos of Spain, Gustav of Sweden, and Harold V of Norway. Mike, Proverbs. A word to the wise is... What's the next word?
Don't know.
Enough. Pat, broadcasting. Used in the names of many radio stations, for example, what does FM stand for? Frequency modulation. Lee, if something occurs diurnally, when does it happen?
During the day.
It does. Matthew, please. Science and erg, E-R-G, is a unit of what?
Work.
Yes, or energy. Chris, in which sport are Magic Johnson and Michael Jordan famous names in the United States?
Basketball.
Roger, please. Monarchy. The oldest person to have ascended the British throne did so in 1830 at the age of 64. Who was he?
George IV.
William IV. Stephen, please. Sports governing bodies. Of which sport is the PGA a governing body in Britain?
Golf.
Ken, please. Radio again. Which national radio station broadcasts on 1053 and 1089 medium wave and includes Danny Baker, Scott Chisholm and Anna Rayburn amongst its presenters?
Virgin FM.
Talk radio. Andrew, ancient history. Darius the Great was king of which empire from 521 to 486 BC?
The Assyrian.
Persia. Margaret, please. What specifically would be kept in something called a bonbonniere? Bonbonniere.
Sweets.
Yes, indeed. And Pete, what general term is used to describe those criminal offences which may be tried by magistrates sitting without a jury?
Summary.
Indeed. Louise, please. In which English county are Brightstone Bay, Freshwater Bay, Allen Bay and Whitecliff Bay?
Kent.
The Isle of Wight. Michael, Africa. Which mountain system stretches some 1,200 miles from the Atlantic coast of Morocco to Tunisia?
The Atlas.
And finally, television, Lorna. Which actor plays Brother Cadfael on television?
Derek Jacobi.
3 down, 12 to go. Philip?
And they are Ed Watson, Mike Duke and Roger Leonard. And of the remaining 12 contestants, 6 still have their 3 lives intact.
We start round 2, Pat, with human anatomy. In the human body, what's the anatomical name for the windpipe?
Trachea.
A number, please.
14.
Michael, taxation. There are 3 rates of income tax in the United Kingdom. 20%, 23%. What's the top rate?
40%.
A number.
4.
And Lee. Sport. Who in 1998 won the title first won by Spencer Gore of Great Britain in 1877?
I don't know.
Pete Sampras, the men's singles at Wimbledon. Again, please, Michael.
5.
Television, please, Matthew. 2 fat ladies. Either of their names, please.
I don't know.
Jennifer Patterson and Clarissa Dixon Wright. Again, Michael.
Number 6.
Chris, what's the official language of San Marino?
Italian.
Yes. A number, please.
12.
And Pete, a cube. How many corners does a cube have?
4.
8. Again, please, Chris.
Number 13.
This is radio and television, Louise. He is one of the main presenters on the Radio 4 programme Today and is the regular presenter now of the last night of the proms on BBC One. Who is?
Michael Aspel.
James Naughtie. Again, please, Chris.
Number 8, please.
And Stephen, which European country's parliament is called the Riksdag, spelled R-I-K-S-D-A-G, and its central bank, the Riksbank?
Holland.
Sweden. Again, please, Chris.
Number 9, please.
Ken, in which English county are the towns of Biggleswade, Sandy and Dunstable?
Kent.
Bedfordshire. Chris, please, again.
Number 3, please.
Pat, rhyming proverbs. No bees, no honey. What comes next?
I don't know.
No work, no money. Again, please.
Number 4, please.
Lee, what name, an acronym, is given to any of a class of devices that produce an intense beam of light of a very pure single colour?
Laser.
A number, please.
8.
What's the correct legal term for someone who commits a contempt of court?
Perjury.
That's telling lies in court. This is contemnor. Again, please.
14.
Measurement, please, Michael. For what unit of weight is mg, that's small m, small g, the standard abbreviation?
Milligram.
A number, please, Michael.
15, please.
And Lorna, which Oxford University library has been entitled to receive a free copy of every book published in Britain since 1610?
The Bodleian.
A number, please, Lorna.
Number 6.
History of the monarchy, please, Chris. Who was the last sovereign of England who was not also sovereign of Scotland?
George VI.
Elizabeth I. Again, please.
Number 11.
Which world-famous commercial radio station started in 1933 and helped train some of the famous names in British broadcasting, including Pete Murray, Jimmy Young and Noel Edmonds?
FLO.
Radio Luxembourg. Again, please.
Number 14.
Michael, in terms of capacity, England's largest reservoir is the biggest man-made lake in Europe. What's it called?
Kielder, water.
Indeed, in Northumberland. A number, please.
12.
Pete, newspapers. Agony Atkins, Peter Simple and Peterborough are columns in which national daily newspaper?
Times.
Daily Telegraph. Michael?
Number 3.
And Pat, the initials KCB after a person's name stand for Knight Commander of which order?
Bath.
A number, please, Pat.
11.
Botany, Margaret. Which group of shrubs and small trees are known as ericas?
Heathers.
A number, please.
4.
This is local radio, Lee. Radio WM is broadcast from Birmingham. What do the initials WM stand for?
I haven't got a clue.
You could have guessed West Midlands. Again, please.
5.
And Matthew, please. Monotheism is the belief in only one God. What name is given to a system of belief in a plurality of gods?
Pantheism?
Yes, I wanted polytheism, but I had to take pantheism, yeah. Onwards.
Number 14, please.
And Michael, in the House of Lords, the Duke of Edinburgh and the Duke of York are dukes of the blood royal. What status or title does the Duke of Cornwall enjoy?
Lord Tamburell.
No, he's a prince of the blood royal. Again, please.
Number 11.
And religion, Islam, Margaret. Who, according to the Quran, built the Kaaba, or House of God, at Mecca?
Muhammad.
No, Abraham and his son Ishmael. Again, please.
Number 9.
And Ken, what name is given to the scientific study of animal history as recorded by fossil remains?
Paleontology.
Pun?
Paleontology.
Yes, it is paleontology, yes, okay. Onwards, please.
Number 14.
European landmarks, Michael. In which city is the magnificent Baroque staircase known as the Spanish Steps?
Rome.
And number, please, Michael.
Number 5.
The Bible, Matthew. Genesis. There are 2 named trees in the Garden of Eden. The tree of knowledge of good and evil. What's the other one called? The tree of life. Again, please, Michael.
Number 4.
Folklore, please, Lee. What name is given to the nymph who sits on a rock beside the River Rhine and lures sailors to their destruction?
Echo?
Lorelei. Again, please.
Number 3.
In tailoring, what does the term bespoke mean?
Made specially for you.
Well, yes, made to measure, indeed, yes. Okay. A number?
10.
The media, please, Andrew. Which international media body is known by the abbreviation EBU?
European Broadcasting Union.
Yes, Andrew. Not so much a guess, but well worked out. A number, please.
Number 15.
These are famous lines. Which ancient Roman poet coined the phrase, "There's a snake hidden in the grass"?
Virgil.
Yes.
Yes.
Done. On you go, Lorna.
Number 5.
Sport. Exactly, please, Matthew. What do the initials IAAF stand for? IAAF.
International Amateur Athletics Federation.
Onwards, please, Matthew.
Number 9.
Philosophy, Ken. What name is given to the doctrine that states that every event, including human action, has a direct cause? Determinism. Again, please, Matthew.
Number 10.
The USA and Canada, Andrew. Which public holiday in America and Canada falls on the first Monday in September?
Labour Day.
Number, please.
Number 14.
Michael, thalassography. Thalassography is a branch of geography dealing with what?
Mountains.
Seas and oceans. Again, please, Andrew.
Number 5.
And Matthew, which African capital city is named after a 19th century American president? Monrovia, the capital of Liberia, after James Monroe. Again, please.
Number 15.
London, Lorna. In the 18th century, Marylebone, Ranelagh and Vauxhall were the names of what sort of recreational amenities?
Pleasure gardens.
And number, please.
Number 3.
Mythology, Pat. From the task meted out to Sisyphus for his misdeeds, what is a Sisyphean task?
I've no idea.
It's a never-ending task. A number, please.
Number 6, please.
The name, please, of any of the 3 men who have held the post of Commonwealth Secretary-General.
No, I've no idea.
Emeka Anyako, the present one, Sonny Ramphal and Arnold Smith. Again, please, Lorna.
Number 10, please.
And Andrew, United Nations. Concerned with the protection of copyright, designs, inventions, etc., what do the initials WIPO stand for?
The Writers' International Patent Office.
Well, it's a jolly good guess, but it isn't that. It's the World Intellectual Property Organisation. Again, please, Lorna.
Number 11, please.
What is meant by the Latin phrase ultra vires? Ultra vires.
Outside the powers of
Indeed, beyond one's legal powers. And number, please.
14.
Classical music, Michael. Developed from the minuet, literally meaning joke, what Italian term describes a brisk, lively movement?
Allegro.
Scherzo. Again, please, Margaret.
15.
Banking, Lorna. Known colloquially as a cash point or cash dispenser, what is an ATM?
Automatic... something machine.
No, it's automated teller machine. Margaret, please.
13.
Greek mythology, Louise. The Greek hero Achilles died in the Trojan War. Who killed him?
Hector.
Paris. Again, Margaret.
6.
Chris, the European Union. Within the context of the European Union, what is the SEA?
No, I don't know, sorry.
It's the Single European Act. Pretty good, I think. After the break, Andrew Locke from Brighton, Margaret Wilkinson from Leeds, and Lorna Lang from Renfrew will be here for the final. Do please stay with us.
The 3 surviving contestants in today's 15-to-1 final are Andrew Locke, a video editor from Brighton, Margaret Wilkinson, a retired university teacher from Leeds, and Lorna Lang, a retired secretary from Renfrew.
Thank you. Welcome back. Andrew, Margaret, Lorna, put your fingers on the buzzers and off we go. And we start with sport and athletics. In which event is Sergei Bubka of the Lorna?
Pole vault.
He is indeed. Television in the 1970s. Miss Tibbs, Miss Gatsby, and Major Gowan. And Andrew?
40 Towers.
Yes, the 3 permanent guests. The Commonwealth. Only one country is a member of the Commonwealth, NATO, and the European Union. Which country? Andrew?
Britain.
United Kingdom. On we go. What form of address is used of or to an unmarried Italian woman? Lorna?
Signora.
No, signorina. On we go, please. Newspapers. The Sketch, Millennium Bug Watch, and Right of Reply are all columns in which national daily newspaper? No? The Independent. The unit of length, the mile, is based on the Roman mile of how many paces? Andrew?
1,000.
Yes. Andrew Mealy. And you are the first? Question or nominate?
Margaret.
Margaret, television. Oprah Winfrey's daytime talk show is produced by her own production company, the name of which is her first name spelt backwards. So what is the company called?
Pro.
No, Harpo. And Andrew again, please.
Lorna.
Lorna, the Sinhalese are the largest ethnic group in which Asian island Commonwealth country?
Sri Lanka.
Question or nominate?
Question.
Famous phrases. What 3-word phrase precedes special BBC radio broadcasts of gale warnings and other maritime meteorological information?
The shipping forecast. But,
No, the phrase is, attention all shipping.
oh, of course.
And fingers back on the buzzers, please. This is food and drink on television. Late last year, it was announced that the consumption of what in Britain had risen by 1.3 million a day following whose appearance in a programme on BBC Two? Eggs, following an appearance by Delia Smith. On we go. Mathematics. What's the value of 10 to the power of 3? Andrew?
1,000.
Question or nominate?
Question.
What name is given to a victory which is gained at too great a cost to the victor?
It's a fool's victory.
No. Pyrrhic victory. Fingers back on the buzzers, please. Look at this and tell me, who is this member of the royal family? Lorna?
The Duchess of Kent.
Question or nominate?
Nominate Andrew.
What's the name of the earthwork constructed in the 8th century AD to separate Wales and Mercia and named after the King of Mercia?
Offra Dam.
No. Offa's Dyke. Again, please, Lorna?
Nominate Margaret.
Shakespeare. Margaret, according to the figures in a Shakespeare play, in which battle in 1415 were 10,000 men killed, but only 29 of them Englishmen?
Oh, the Battle of Cressy. No.
Agincourt. Same opponent on the other side,
Yeah.
but on this occasion. Again, please, Lorna?
Nominate Andrew.
Andrew, geology. What name is commonly given to the red transparent variety of the mineral corundum?
Ruby.
Question or nominate?
Margaret.
The Middle East. Margaret, what are the 2 official languages of Israel?
Arabic and... oh, I've forgotten it.
Hebrew.
Yeah.
Yes. You have to leave it. Andrew, question or nominate?
Nominate.
Biblical history, Lorna. The lost tribes of Israel. How many lost tribes?
I think there were 2.
10.
10.
You have to leave it. Now, you have a winning score of 51. You need a winning score above 91 to find a place on the finals board. You have 22 questions left. Here we go. Look at this and tell me, who is that Brazilian footballer?
Ronaldo.
All right, get your nerve back. You ready?
Yep.
On we go. Motor cars. We call them estate cars. What do Americans call them?
Station wagons.
What's the common name for oxidization, which is the result of a chemical reaction which occurs between iron, oxygen and moisture?
Rust.
In which branch of alternative medicine are points on the body called fourth gutter and the palace of weariness of interest to a practitioner?
Acupuncture.
London theatres. On which London thoroughfare are the Apollo, the Lyric and the Palace theatres?
Shaftesbury Avenue.
Indeed. After Mount Everest, which is the highest mountain in the world?
K2.
It is, yes. And on which classical music, whose symphonies include the Surprise, the Schoolmaster and the Clock?
Haydn.
Yes, Andrew. On we go, please. This is business. With which household appliance is the businessman and inventor James Dyson chiefly associated?
Hoovers.
Well, yes, vacuum cleaners, yes. I don't think he wants them called Hoovers. I think he'll have them called Dysons. Okay, on we go. Magazines. 442 is a monthly magazine about which sport?
Football.
Indeed. European landmarks. In which European capital city is Wenceslas Square?
Moscow.
Prague. Well, there you are, Andrew, 141. You found yourself a place on the finals board, equal 8th position. I don't think it'll take you all the way to the grand final, but come and join us again sometime in the autumn. Well done. Thanks. And that's us for today. We'll be back tomorrow. Do please join us.
Tomorrow night, 4 profiles a legendary ballerina idolised for her style and beauty. But there was more to Margot Fontaine's life than met the eye. Discover the woman behind the myth, Thursday at 8:30. But next this afternoon, it's Countdown.